away from here. So without much further ado, I will welcome my colleague, Mr. Rahman, to take over and continue from here. Thank you.
So, how's everyone feeling? Feeling good? Yeah? All good? Yeah. So, good morning. My name is Rosman, and here with me today is Luke. And today we will help you guys to gain knowledge and get a better understanding on the workspace with Microsoft 365. Yes, please. So, the first thing that we have to understand is what is a workspace. So, Microsoft 365 is a cloud-based suite of tools designed to help people work smarter, collaborate better, and stay secure, whether they are in the office or working remotely. So basically, it's a all-in-one productivity platform for work. So as you guys can see in this picture is the illustration of the transition where from the old times to our current workspace we have today. So I can give you guys some example. For the platform, during the old times, we are using physical office where we have to physically come to the office. And then the current workspace that we have today is called digital workspace, where it's called digital platform, which is Google, M365, and Zoho. So you can work anywhere, anytime you want, as long as you have internet connection. So next is the documentation. During the old times, we always use the paper, book, and then during the digital workspace, we have like digital application that we have today. I think you guys are familiar with it. It's called Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Next is the way we communication during the old times is we have to use the physical phones, and then we have two mails. Like we have to rely on the postman to send the letter we have. And then for the digital workspace, currently we have email, chats, and we have video calls and audio calls. And then lastly, the example was the storage. So during the old times, the storage using physical cabinets. So let's say if the physical cabinet is full, then we have to buy another cabinet, right? Then nowadays we have cloud storage. Everything is stored in OneDrive and G Drive, which is the Google Drive. So it's environmental friendly. Yes. So we give you guys the as a three example, which is M365, Google as a whole. And on the left side is the features that each of the workspaces have. The first one is documentation, communication, storage, emails, and then there are three new features that each of the workspace have provided for us. So AI, integration, and automation. So let's deep dive on that. So for the documentation creation, M365 provide Word, which is Microsoft Word. Google have Google Docs. For the people do the accounting and spreadsheet, M365 provide Excel for us, and Google have Google Sheets. And then to do the presentation, M365 provide PowerPoints, and Google provide Google Slides. So for the communication, of course, we don't want to use our personal applications such as WhatsApp. So each of the workers have provided their own communication application, which is for M365, it's called Microsoft Teams. While Google, it's called Google Meet and Google Chat. Well, as you can see on the Zoho here, it's called Zoho Click. And then for the storage, M365, OneDrive, and SharePoint. So the key difference of them two is OneDrive is our personal storage, while SharePoint is our shared storage within our organization. Next is Google. It's called My Drive. Same goes with the M365. My Drive is like OneDrive for M365, while Shared Drive is a SharePoint for M365. And then Zoho is called Zoho Web Drive. Then is email. Email is like our official channel to communicate. So for M365, we have Outlook and Calendar. For Google, we have Gmail and Google Calendar. While Zoho is called Zoho Mail and Zoho Calendar. Next is the new feature that Workspace have added, which is the AI. AI in M365 is called Copilot. Google, Gemini, and Zoho is Zohosia. And then the integration, which is to boost your productivity during your work. So for M365, it's called Wizard Loops Component, while Google is called Google Integration, and lastly Zoho is called Zoho Flow and Zoho One. And then the last feature is called automation, help to get rid the repetitive tasks. For M365, it called Power Automate Microsoft Power Platform. For Google, it called Google Cloud, and lastly is the Zoho Creator. Next page. So as we know, or for the guests who don't know, we can work on either browser and desktop. So let's take a look on the browser first. So if you guys want to follow me, please do. So open the new tab and type office.com. So everyone have opened it, right? So this is the first thing that you will see when you open the office.com, which is the Copilot. So Microsoft want to introduce the Copilot to us. We can just consider it our personal assistant, which is nice that we don't need to pay. Imagine having a personal assistant that we have done have to pay, where it can analyze data, it can help you generate content, do the refine and summarization, where Mr. Luke will demonstrate that. Then, like I mentioned just now, we can work on the browser, right? So, where do we find the application? So, you just go on the left side, there is the apps. You just click the app, and you can access all the application on the workspace at the M365. So you can see the Copilot, Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneDrive, Teams, and SharePoint. Then if you want to go extra, you can click all apps. So you can deep dive on yourself. This is the apps that I have mentioned just now, which is the automation and integration. Next, I will pass the demonstration part to Luke.
Hello. Okay. So Copilot can be used for many things. I'll be showing you now how to analyze using Copilot. So it's very simple. You just use Copilot. Yes. Not showcase. Go to chat. So since we're from Group IT, I'm going to be pasting our ticketing system. So I just paste it inside. And you just type your prompt here. As I'm doing this, you guys can do it with me so that you can have hands-on experience. So I can ask Copilot to analyze what has been pasted.
So basically what Luke says is you can, in the finance team, you can throw your finance document. If you're in the coding team, you can throw your code document. Whatever document that you have, let's say you're doing contracts or you're doing any type of work, you can throw in your document in, and then you can ask Copilot to help you to analyze, depending on your own need and necessity.
And if you want to make it easier to see, you can also ask it to generate a graph. I'll be generating now. Copilot takes a while. And my colleagues from Group IT might be pasting prompts so that you guys can see how to generate it.
So basically, Copilot has grown from just only putting prompts and then it just generating text format alone. So now it has grown to the point whereby it can actually also digitalize your data into types of either chats or type of any infographic that you need for it, but it doesn't go into as much details as you can.
Yep. So the analysis has been created. It's right here, as you can see, but it's still a bit hard to see. So what you can do is then ask it to generate a file, which is shown here. So for example, if I want to export it into a Word document, I can just do it. As I'm doing it, you guys can follow, so you have hands-on experience. So Copilot has not just evolved into something you can do for work. You can ask it for recommendations. It's able to surf the internet very quickly, help you find information, but the information may not always be correct, so you guys can double check it. And now the Word doc has been created, and it's right here. I can download it now, and I can access it. Voila. Voila. Yeah. Okay, as you can see, this is the analysis that I've generated using Copilot. And since it's a bit long and it's a bit hard to see as well, so I can ask it to refine the data as well. So all I have to do is repaste it and be very specific with what I require. Let's just paste it again. And ask Copilot to refine it for me and give me suggestions on how I can improve the system as well.
So basically what we're saying here is, in terms of using the Copilot, you can use it to analyze, but if the analysis that is given is still not understandable, or it's lengthy, or it's kind of like not still understandable, you can use to refine it by continuing again to prompt until you get the exact results that you are looking for, and that is more understandable up to what you require.
Yeah. Using AI requires not just once, but it's a few steps and being very specific. The more specific you are, the better results you get. So now it's refined, and they also told us what improvements they made. So you download it again, and you can access what it has given you. It's a lot cleaner, it's a lot easier to see. And if you want to refine it more, you go into more specifics into what you want, such as you want to filter out some things, some redundant information. So you can ask graphs as well and suggestions. So that's it for showcasing Copilot. Now I'll be showing you, I'll be telling you about the limitations of AI. So as you know, AI is being improved every day. It's not perfect, and it doesn't give very accurate information as well. That's why you go into specifics. So for software, it lacks reliability. It's not able to connect different programs together, as my programmers here may know. The code sometimes can be redundant or messy, but it can still code a pretty powerful program. But because it lacks the human emotion and the human aspect of it, it's not able to connect the software together to piece up a very solid program. And for finance, AI can't make strategic decisions. It can only look at trends. It's unable to make business decisions. And it lacks contextual awareness. It doesn't know what context you have. It doesn't critical think. It's unable to have critical thinking skills. And in order to access the full capabilities of AI, you need to pay. As you know, no good things come free. But AI is able to recommend investments based on past data, but it cannot gauge political or emotional risk involved in real-world events. And as for HR, who communicates with incoming staff and the staff within the company, it doesn't have understanding emotional intelligence, intuition, or human attitude and work ethics. All it can do is judge based on a person's resume, which may not always be correct or can be forged. So that's it for AI. Now I'll be showing you how to access Microsoft 365 Workspace on the desktop. So using this, you can search what you need. Very simple. It's Excel, PowerPoint, I'm sure as all of you know. But in order to sync the data that's on your drive, you click this button right here. As you can see, this is the thing. So whatever is here is on browser as well. And if you want to open a folder, it shows up like this. So here. As you can see, my mouse is a bit laggy. So that's the end of our presentation.
You guys have any questions? Hi guys. So let's go back to the slide for the Copilot. I think this is the most interesting part of the presentation. So what we're seeing is currently running on M365 or in any workspace currently right now, if you're looking at it, the emphasis currently now is AI integration. And one of the integrations that we're looking at in M365 is Copilot. And now they used to make it such a way that only specific type can access it, but now everybody they are making it accessible for all users with M365. And that's the reason why when you log into your browser, you will notice that you don't see the normal interface that they have. They only put for you M365 Copilot. So the first thing you see is Copilot, and the rest of the applications that are within the browser is already here. Can you give the browser Copilot? Okay, so what basically Microsoft and any other workspace are trying to tell you now is that in the era of AI, they are bringing and they're soft introducing AI as your personal assistant. So this is like your personal assistant, whereby it's small tasks that you need to undertake within your day-to-day tasks. This is your assistant who can come in and help you to be able to do it. So for example, in drafting your emails, you want to know how to draft an email, but you don't have the English or the England English and all the concrete words to utilize to say, then you can come to Copilot and instruct it to draft you an email and put in the context of your email and it will automatically enter. Another example is basically if you are drafting a template of a document and you have no idea about this document template, how it's supposed to look like, what are the contents that are supposed to be in there. So this is one of the areas whereby you can come in and basically just type in what you want it to do, and then it can help you do. Okay, so the first thing that Copilot can help you do is generate content. What type of content do you need? Okay, so yesterday I spent some time at night because my wife had a task. She had been asked to create some forms for her company to help her to undertake some duties, and she did not know how to create. So I introduced her to AI, the personal assistant that you can just go in and say, I want this type of form. And in this form, I want this content to be collected. For example, the date, the birth, the frequency of how long this is ABC, and you can get the result automatically generated for you. And Copilot is going to a place where it can even give you a structured format for that document, an example for you to export it to use. So one of the things that you need to know is take away this your Copilot can help you generate content, whether it's email, whether it's a contract, whether it's a template, anything that you need, can help you do that. Number two, it can help you to analyze data. So like my colleague has shown you here is basically it doesn't matter which department you're coming from. If it's from finance, HR, IT, you can take the data that you have and you want to understand the data, you can throw it inside the Copilot and then you can ask the questions that you need to ask about the information so that you understand the data properly. So if it's a contract, you can throw in the contract and you ask it, I want to understand the terms and conditions, the critical terms and conditions of the contract. You want to understand the terms, the length of the contract, whether it is a specific thing that was covered or not covered, then Copilot will assist you to analyze that data. If it's finance and you can throw in the data and you say, I want to, from this, I want to understand how much was being utilized from this point to this point, what are the profit points, and suggest ways for how we can minimize A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. Depending on the category or questioning that you want, you can basically analyze the data that you have currently within your point. Okay, so that's number two, that it can help to analyze the data. Number three, it can help you to refine some things. So one of the things is, for example, is Copilot, you have, like what my colleague said, for you to be able to get an accurate data, you need several prompts for you to give you an accurate data. So at first, you may go very general, but because AI is not specifically skewed to only you, it has general information. So you may need to teach it into specifically what you are looking for so that it may give you accurate data. So you may only at first prompt your prompt and you may not get the result that you want, but you can continue to refine the result and continue to give a conversational interaction with it. So let's say it gives you a result that you don't like, and you say, I don't like this result. Can you try to help me to refine it and make it more a bit colorful or more smarter? You can be able to do so. So, for example, let's try one prompt about create an image of create an image of mother and the child walking in the village holding hands, something like that, right? Not something technical. So this is one of the things that we have seen Copilot really to do. It can be able to come up with general images and stuff like that, and then from there, let's see what it comes up with.
Yeah.
Taking the time. This is my take moment. Okay, it's my take. So when it generates the first image, it may not be something you like, and it may not be something that you want. Hence, you can go back and say, I like the picture, I like the mother, but I don't like the colors. I want it to be a little bit more vibrant, something more attractive, and stuff like that. So what we're trying to say here is, as you can see, is basically what you have is an assistant that can generate content for you. So in your day-to-day work, how you apply this is maybe your boss, manager has asked you to come up with something and present it. So this is the place you can come and run your ideas to the AI and get to see exactly see what beautiful picture. So you may not be a designer, you may not be someone who can draw, but now you have something, an assistant that can help you to run your ideas and create them for you, stuff like that. And then you can produce it like that. So Copilot is basically assistant for you that can help you to do three things. Copilot can be accessed on your browser and on your desktop. Okay, it can be accessed on these areas, and you can play as far as you want in terms of engaging it. However, it has its own limitations, which means it may not do the magic that you're looking for. Okay, and that's what we will come by later and discuss to you. There are other AIs that are specialized on specific functionalities, and they can help you to do all these functionalities. And so, since we are in insight, we have developers. So, how do we use Copilot as a developer? So basically, you can just basically describe you want a certain code function for a specific task, which I think some of you are using it already, right? So you want a specific code for a specific type in this programming language, and then you continue to use. Then you take that code, you try it out. If it doesn't work, you come and say, I tried this code, however, I'm getting this error, please help me fix this one. And then we'll try and help you. So you can, it's like an assistant for you talking close to you, correct? Yeah, something like that. Any questions? Any questions? Anybody want to try something out? It's okay. It's quite hard. You want to try something out? Yeah. No. Okay.
Thank you for sharing. Your question is, I think Compass is one of the intelligent AI, like ChatGPT. So my question is, what's the difference between this Copilot? Are you like paying this Copilot that you have smarter AI or something? The second question is, how about the data analysis? You mentioned that sometimes people can put their data in and things that are funny or data, right? Sometimes they see something sensitive data and they are calling data. So what's about the data privacy one? Thank you.
Good question. So that is the basic scary point for everyone, right? If I'm using ChatGPT, how secure is it? Or if I'm using Copilot, how secure is it? So the first question is, why Copilot? Right? One of the reasons why we are putting Copilot here and we are introducing Copilot to you is to let you know that one of the reasons is the security reason that you have mentioned. When we talk about Copilot, it is within a safe environment. Safe environment means the Copilot you're using is under your identity as Microsoft 365. So it is stored within your identity. Okay? And compared to ChatGPT, ChatGPT is basically it's a secure environment, however, it has an open-ended access in terms of whatever you generate in it, somebody else can be able to access and you can be able to utilize it. However, within the Copilot workspace, it's assured by Microsoft that whatever you're using within your own conference account, it is safely within your environment. So, for example, if I'm using Copilot in this, and you have also a Copilot, right? You cannot be able to access my conversation because every content you generate, every content you put in is stored within your contract. Right? So that is the security boundary that we are trying to use. That basically is in terms of between ChatGPT and Copilot, there is no difference. Meaning in terms of capability and what it can do, what Copilot currently can do right now is what ChatGPT can do. The free ChatGPT. So here we're talking about two types of AI. There is the free available and there is the paid AI. Okay, the pro AI. So the free available is considered as your also Copilot. So Copilot is considered free for you because you have an account. Correct? And ChatGPT, the one that is free for everyone, that is a bit more insecure because it's not as secure as the paid version of the ChatGPT. The paid version of the ChatGPT is probably you are considered secure because it's within your current paid account. So they also offer you the security safeguard that whatever content you generate within your paid account is considered safe. And so hence, in the working environment, we are trying to pull everybody in and encourage everyone to utilize the Copilot, which has the same functionality as the ChatGPT, but within a safe environment. Okay, so if I'm using Copilot and I'm used to analyze sensitive data, that data is not shared outside my identity per se. Yeah.
Means that we are paying for this service.
By you having a license for Microsoft, you have Copilot.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? You have one. Anyone else? Is there any question in the teams? No? All good? Yeah? So if it's all good, anybody want to try something and see whether we are talking lies or we are telling the truth? And open up your Copilot. I know some of you have seen the Copilot, but you don't know how to use that Copilot in your browser. Yeah, you know now you know how to use it, right? Right? Okay. Now look at this. If you look at Copilot, you will see something called create an agent. Yeah, create an agent, and then you have all agents, right? So this one is basically means creating an AI agent within Copilot that has specific specialization. Correct? So for example, I'm in coding. I like I'm a programmer. I want to code. So what I can do, I can create an agent here, and then I link, let's say, I'm in Python coder. I link the Python coder to that particular website, to the agent, and then every time I need any help within Python, I will come to this agent and I ask, what is the code for this specific functionality? Then because that agent is specifically secured towards Python code, then it will try and help me out. Okay, so if I'm in finance and I don't know all the Excel formulas, so I can create an agent and then link that agent to a website that is Excel Pro. Then every time I want help, it will basically be that agent I go to when I need specifically help in terms of Excel. And that's the reason why you see Copilot about creating an agent and the other different type of agents that you can integrate with. So this is the new Microsoft M365 introducing to you the world of AI and asking you to get used to it because this is how the next workspace is going to be all about AI and having agents in AI that can help you to do your work better, faster, and more creative than you can. Final questions before we go for a brief 5-minute break before we start the next session. Any questions? Another question. Okay, Mike.
Can we integrate our idea that we can experience that we can integrate the AI without talking and talk with this program? You know, there's like a Copilot that can auto complete things that can you do that?
No, that is different. That is the difference between this Copilot and is like what we call agentic pilot. So what you have in GitHub Copilot is an agentic pilot that is trained specifically to code, which is functionality-based AI. So that is what we're going to present next in our the next presentation to show you that in terms of the world of AI, there is a difference in terms of specialized AI and the common general AI that everybody can use. So the ChatGPT that you can use every day and asking questions and stuff like that, that is the general basic prompt AI that is available in the market for everyone else. And then there is different types. Actually, if you go to Microsoft, there is different types of Copilots. There is Copilot Studio that actually helps you to build agents. And then inside Visual Studio, they have a Copilot that assists you to either analyze your code, look for bugs and stuff like that. And then you have GitHub also, which is an assistant agentic Copilot that helps you to code as you go along with it. So it's a little bit different than this. So this is Copilot, what we are presenting to you is Copilot in the workspace. It's the general Copilot that helps you in your day-to-day tasks, but not helps you complete stuff. Because in this Copilot, it doesn't have memory, and it doesn't have the training capacity in terms of it. So it basically helps you to do three things: generate content, analyze what we give it, and refine what we. So you get results.
I see. But is there any other service than under this Microsoft M365 subscription that they have? Something similar is that you have Copilot software.
That's we will look into the next presentation. So we will now be focusing on those basic AI, and then later in the next presentation we'll be focusing on specialized functionality AI and the different types of the general AI that we do. And any questions? Thank you so much for the question. Yes. Anyone else? I know the Claritas team doesn't have the M365. You don't have the M365 Copilot. Okay. We will dive in a little bit later on the Gemini, the Google side that has Google Gemini AI. Right? Okay. Anyone else? Any questions? Before we go break? Toilet break. Okay. Let's go for 5 minutes toilet break, then we come back and then we do the next session. Thank you so much, everybody. 5 minute break, then we come back for the next session.